Hello, hello, welcome or welcome back. Today I am doing a tutorial on how to disassemble your Hobonichi Cousin and make it a 5-ring A5. So, as you can tell, I've already got started on it. So I'm going to do a quick little show. You do need a hole punch. I got this off of Amazon. Wasn't super expensive. It was cheap. It's actually already broke. One of the clips broke because it got dropped. You do need a paper cutter, pair of scissors, guillotine, whatever to cut these once you pull them. So, like I said, I've already got started. So this is what it looks like after you've pulled out a bunches of these. Now, I will say, as you're doing this, your dates will get mixed up, because what I do is I do 2 bunches at a time, which is approximately 1 month of daily pages. So I will show you. So as you can see, when you look really close, you can see the bunches. So if you go to grab a few and you go to pull, like, it'll show you where that bunch starts. That way, see, like, let me show you a little bit better. So you can see where the bunch starts. And you can tell because it started to kind of rip that page. When I pulled here, I started to rip this page. So you do have to be careful when you are pulling your bunches. So I always kind of flatten it out a little bit, and then you just want to firmly hold this. You don't want to yank it, and just pull. And that's all you do. So once you've got that pulled, I open it up. I only pulled 1 bunch this time. So I open it up. Oops. Make sure I'm dead center of my grouping, because if you mess up and you do it with like this, and this one's to the side, it's not a big deal. You just have to go back and cut it. So what I do is I line that crease up dead center and cut. And then I like to go through and make sure, again, you have to be kind of careful. You can't like manhandle it. But I like to make sure that it cut. Something else that you have to be careful of is to make sure you don't flip these wrong. You want to make sure that the center always stays in the center. And then you will come over here to your hole punch. And something else I do is I will kind of pull this stuff off. So that just helps kind of clean that binding stuff off. So you come up to your hole punch. I like to make sure I go to the side. I make sure everything is good. And then you hole punch. Oops. And that's it. That's all you do. So again, I usually do 2 bunches. So I would come over here and find 2 bunches, because you will knock this out super fast. Now, again, the downside is you'll knock it out fast, but your pages will get mixed up, so you will have to go through and fix them. So with 2 bunches, I separate the bunches. I once again make sure that my center, I found the center of the pages, and then I'll do the same thing over here. See, I'm not center, so I open it so I'm center. And then same thing. And if you're nervous about doing this, practice on the very back pages. And just remember that you have to find the bunches, because if you, ooh, that was a little bit of a struggle. Because if you don't do the bunches, because see, like sometimes these stick together. So I always go through and try to make sure that these, But if you don't do bunches, you're going to tear your pages easier. And I will say, it does cut into your day. It's not a lot, but it still does. So be mindful of that. If you are worried about it, don't do it. So, and again, I kind of pull off this stuff. And then whenever I get a bigger bunch, like how I have, like I'll kind of do this just to kind of get the rest of that off. It's not a big deal. It gets messy. And so I would rather get as much off now as I can than have it dusting my desk later on, because that's what's going to happen, is you'll get this as you're planning. So I really do enjoy having my A5 ring bound. If you've watched me for very long, I'm trying to remember when I did that. I didn't start the year with it like this. I think I went a couple months. I'd have to look back at the beginning pages, because I did it, like I've never used a Hobonichi Cousin book bound. As soon as I started, I automatically pulled them out and hole punched them. I really love having them ring bound, or not ring bound. Well, yeah, I guess it would be in a ring planner. I really enjoy it. I really do. If you're nervous that you may or may not like it, don't do the whole year. Maybe just try out a month. Or if you can, get on Amazon and get one of the clearance ones. And that way, if you mess up or you decide you don't like it, it's not a big deal. See, you can tell how I'm kind of ripping that. So you do have to be careful. Especially when you get closer to the end like this. There you go. Because now I basically have this done. I need to pull out my index, but I'm not going to pull out this stuff because I don't need it. So I'll just throw this away. I know some people use these for like tracking different things, but honestly, I'm not going to use it. I have a book planner, so I'm not going to plan like track books or anything, so. But, I mean, there's definitely videos out there that show different things that they're using to track it with. So, if that's an idea that you like, you could definitely do it. I just heard my son giggle. I don't know what he's up to, but he's up to something. But I really hope you found this helpful. It was actually my daughter popped in here. I could hear my son giggle, so I thought he was coming up, but it was my daughter. We made slime the other day, and my son just ripped the bag that was holding some of the slime. So, he wanted to play with it. And he's still learning Ziploc bags, I guess you could say. So again, I pulled this. But anyways, I'm trying to remember what I was saying. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you found it helpful. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them down and ask me. Like, I am here to help if you guys have questions. That's why I'm making the video. Now, and I will say, when you get up here, you do have to make sure that you pull the grouping, because again, like I said, if you try pulling just one page or 2 pages, like, you're more likely to rip it. And you don't have to pull the entire bunching. Like, if you were only going to pull like the center ones, just make sure that you are pulling it so that you're pulling the opposite page, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm so excited to have this ready finally. Oops. Is this on the center? Oh, it wasn't on the center? Okay, it was. It just, there's a big bump, and it's making it feel like it's not in the center of the pages. There we go. All right. I am excited to get this together. I really do hope you guys are having a great holiday season. And here is to a new year with our new planners. I cannot wait to get this beauty all set up. See? And that really doesn't even take long. Like it really, once you get, like when you first start, it is a little different. Like you're going to go a little bit slower, but as you get used to it, you definitely pick up speed. So this whole thing took maybe 20 minutes, I think, give or take. So, alrighty. I really appreciate it if you stayed and watched this entire thing. Like I said, if you have any questions, drop them below, and I will talk to you later. Bye.